Welcome back to the Transfer Daily YouTube channel, and we are bringing you some updates here from the January transfer window, and we're going to be starting off at Stuttgart, and it is Angelo Stiller has extended his contract at Stuttgart until June 2028, and what I can say on this is that this was expected. We know that Angelo Stiller changed agency, and it was expected he would sign a new contract. It was expected he would sign until 2027, but it's until 2028, so a big one, because many clubs were monitoring the player and had interest. And two clubs who had interest in Angelo Stiller is Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich's interest was pretty well documented, and he was an option last summer who they were considering if they couldn't sign Paulinho from Fulham. So also, Liverpool have an interest, but not as concrete as the interest from Bayern Munich. And for the new contract, there is a salary increase, and there is plus a release clause included in the new contract. So I'm not sure what this release clause is at the moment, but I'll keep you updated on Twitter when the release clause is out there. So from what I would say, it's around 30 to 40 million euros a release clause. So he signed a new contract until June 2028. Staying in Germany and going to Bayern Munich, and it is Matthias Tal. And Matthias Tal, I was saying about a week ago when Chelsea were trying to sign him, is that he wants to stay at Bayern Munich. But since then, he has got barely any minutes for Bayern Munich, and Matthias Tal has decided himself to leave Bayern Munich in January. And this was first called by Fabrizio Romano. And what will happen now then? So there's many clubs interested, and top clubs from England. So Chelsea is still interested, but what I can say on that is that Matthias Tal really isn't thinking about Chelsea at the moment. I know Chelsea have interest, but Chelsea is an option where he is wary due to the number of players Chelsea have. So Chelsea really want Tal, and he's a top option. But from the player side, it's a tough deal to get done for Chelsea. And not just Chelsea in England. So there's also other top clubs in England at the moment. They're unnamed, but I think you can get a good understanding that Tottenham are looking for a new striker. Maybe Arsenal. Also, other clubs could be there. But there's certainly now a move. And what will happen now is Bayern Munich and Matthias Tal will assess all the options on the market. And one thing we can say is I am not sure currently if it will be a permanent or a loan. So could be a loan with an obligation, loan with an option. All options are open for this move. So it will be down to Tal and Bayern Munich, and the departure is expected in the next days before the window shuts. Karim Adeyemi then, and as we know, Napoli were pushing for the signing. He also had interest from the Premier League. Chelsea is well documented, but there were many clubs who were thinking about a move for Adeyemi next summer. So Napoli decided to move in January after losing Kavica Kvaratskhelia to PSG, and they felt like they were in a good position, Napoli, and they were advancing on a deal for Adeyemi. But Adeyemi is now currently at the moment wants to stay at Borussia Dortmund. So in January, Adeyemi doesn't want to leave Dortmund. Next summer, this could change where there'll be many more clubs in for him. But it's in January, he will stay at Borussia Dortmund. And all the clubs who were interested in him, including Napoli, have been informed of the decision of Adeyemi yesterday. So now, what is next for Napoli? Because we know he was up there, and Napoli will still try to sign a new winger. We know Garnacho's up there, but obviously an expensive deal to get done. And also with Garnacho, the longer it plays out, the more likely he is to stay at Manchester United. As we know, his game time has up recently. So let's wait and see for what Napoli do next on the market. So Ruben Amorim's first signing could be soon, and it is expected to be, as Patrick Dorgu is finalising a move to Manchester United. So, as we know, there were many other top teams interested, especially in Italy. And for people who don't know a lot about Patrick Dorgu, in Italy he's seen as one of the most prominent left-backs coming through the ranks and a future star in Italy. So, Manchester United fans, if you can get the potential out of Patrick Dorgu, you've got one of the best left-backs out there. And we know Napoli were really interested. Juventus were, Inter Milan, all the top teams from Italy were interested. And they were hoping Manchester United couldn't close a deal in January, so next summer they would all be fighting out for Patrick Dorgu. But the verbal agreement is in place now with Lecce, and documents are to be checked, and then the medical tests are being booked for the next days. And the fee will be €30 million plus €5 million in add-ons. But these add-ons are not easy add-ons, so they are difficult ones, so they're not guaranteed Lecce to get the €5 million. But one thing we can say, we know that Lecce were holding out for €40 million, but they got €30 million. So Patrick Dorgu was always keen on the move. A 5-year contract has been agreed, so a deal up until 2030. And Patrick Dorgu is expected, if all goes to plan, to become a Manchester United player in the next few days. So, in January, after Anderson Talisca left, there were 3 options for Al Nassr as a new striker. Those 3 options were Darwin Núñez, but Liverpool weren't prepared to sell him, Victor Boniface and John Duran. And the top option at the moment is John Duran. So a decision is expected from Al Nassr soon for the new striker, and it's going to be either Victor Boniface or John Duran. And so we're going to talk about Victor Boniface first, and he will not be in the squad today for Bayer Leverkusen's Champions League game, as the talks are ongoing, and there is a full verbal agreement in place with Boniface and Bayer Leverkusen for €60 million. So I said yesterday in the video that Bayer Leverkusen wants €60 million, and that agreement is in place, and the player is ready to fly. But first of all, John Duran, as I said, is a top option. So Al Nassr will try for John Duran first and then Victor Boniface. So don't get it twisted. Victor Boniface is not going to become an Al Nassr player currently. So it is more John Duran who they want to sign. And John Duran's personal point of view is that he currently has signed a new contract with Aston Villa recently, but they are still open to a transfer away for around 80 million. So PSG interested, Chelsea have contacted, West Ham have had a bid rejected, also Arsenal have contacted. So many top clubs are interested in John Duran, but the fee was deemed too high for all the clubs in January. So John Duran has agreed terms with Al Nassr, but that really doesn't mean anything, because John Duran, I think, is very open to a move away to Aston Villa. So terms were not an issue for Al Nassr. And Al Nassr now are working with Aston Villa to try and agree a fee soon, because Aston Villa are also open to the departure. So Al Nassr expected to have a new striker before the window shut. Big deals. One of them will be John Duran or Victor Boniface, and if they can agree the fee with John Duran, they will sign John Duran from Aston Villa, and Aston Villa want around 80 million. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.